Hi, this is Paul from the 12 Earthly Branches study group. I'd like to share with you a case study I found pretty interesting on tiredness. And this video is a study review for the current members in our group. Just following up from what we did on Sunday, I thought you might find this really interesting. It's also an introduction for some of the info for practitioners interested in studying classical Chinese medicine, some of what we're looking at. And it's an information sharing for those interested in I Ching Bagua or distal acupuncture. I'd have to say from the start that in the 12 Earthly Branches study group, I cannot guarantee that this study will make your business grow, nor that you will understand it after watching a few videos, nor that you can immediately use the skills in clinic on Monday. However, I can guarantee that this study will grow you and that you will understand. After watching each video, you will understand something different because knowledge builds, it accumulates, the insights just appear. And that's what studying the classics says. What I've found is insights definitely appear. And also on Monday, when you go to work, you would immediately look at life, yourself and clients through a new lens. So what I do is I study and compile information from the books of world teachers. Mainly what to date, the ones listed below. And then I collate this in the format of the 12 earthly branches. So we follow the 12 meridians through the 12 months of the year. And then I put all of that info in a study portal. So it makes it super easy for you to access it. And then we study together. We get together once a month for 2 hours live on Zoom and go through anything that's on the table. And the books that we're studying from at the moment, Stems and Branches, a book from Johan Devine and Master Zhong Xian and Corinne Taylor-Wu, Classical Chinese Medicine with Luli Hong, The Inner Transmission of Acupuncture, or The Yellow Emperor's Inner Transmission of Acupuncture, Zhang Jinhai, the Fire Spirit School, Jen Chin Nan, and various authors of the I Ching. And we've also looked at Yiming Medicine, Dr. Jaden, which I really like. In his introductory videos to the butts. Right, back to the case study on tiredness. So did it in if you're familiar with Dr. Tan's method, this is a global balance sequence. You're using Tai Yang, lung and liver, 5 points in total. It's on a 63-year-old male. Well, actually, it's me. My yearly stem is Gung, large intestine in metal, and branch into gallbladder in water. So the symptoms just appeared about 3 p.m. Monday afternoon. I just got home from work, straight to bed, and slept till 7. Couldn't believe it. And what I didn't also expect was I actually slept from 11:30 through to 8 p.m. the next morning. Couldn't just wake up in the morning. My eyes were hazy. I was tired. I was wobbly on my feet. It was difficult to focus and think. There was this irritating, tingly sensation in the back of my nose. I had right-sided neck pain. There was a sense of panic, jumpy and sort of bit fluttery. And I assumed that I was just overreacting to external stimuli. I had no desire to eat and my urine was frequent. The pulse was on the surface overall, and it was kind of like what I call delicate and fluttery on the sun pulses. Big and empty in the guans, and the chairs were tight, wiry and thin, and a bit more stronger on the right side. So the treatment time was between 1 and 3 p.m., which is the small intestine time, of course, and it's during the Wei branch, which is the small intestine earthly branch month. So my diagnosis was Tai Yang cold penetrating the center of the Xiaoyan conformation. So when we're talking about the branch, if you don't know anything about this, then basically the 12 meridians follow the clock, of course, and 1 to 3 p.m. actually represents January to February in the southern hemisphere, or July to August in the northern hemisphere. Little heat, great heat here are two of the 2 solar terms, 15-day periods within the Wei branch. It's the 8th branch or the 6th month because the new year begins here in the lung. 1 to 3 p.m. So when we look at the points, what I've put here is lung 10, metal, wood, earth, fire. So lung is a metal organ. It's wood because it's situated within 3 to 5 a.m. within the spring in the east. It's earth because it's Tai Yin. And I've included the fire here because it's the fire point on the lung meridian. So it's the same with all of the other ones. That's the same reasoning. Small intestine 3, like I said, that's the month we're in now. It's a fire organ. Its branch is earth. Its Tai Yang association is water. And it's the shoestring wood point. And I also had a bit of a play around down here. I just counted up the elements that are there and put them into categories so we can see there's 2 fire. Yeah, so 3 metal, 3 wood, 3 fire, 4 earth, and 2 water. And then the actual points is 1 metal, 1 wood, 2 fire, and 1 earth. And then I put them into the Jing River Shoestring Spring, Jing River Hersi, and their associated connections to the 4 or the 5 directions. So Jing River's west to River 4 relates to autumn. So these help us in determining the directional activity of the treatment formula. And then I said here, I could have done lung 8. So for people that know the meridian number associations to the hexagrams, they would recognize that lung 8 is the 4th line, which would mean down here in the right-hand corner, we'd convert the hexagram to retreat, the 33rd hexagram retreat, which is actually the tidal hexagram for the small intestine way branch in earth. So that might have been a useful treatment. And especially because the one underneath, urinary bladder 60 and 40, create the hexagram great strength 34, which is the large intestine tidal hexagram. And it's also the inverted hexagram of retreat. So there'll be a nice connection. So the treatment time 1:50 to 2:25, and it was on the 16th of January. Now, when we look at the 16, when we can look at the stem and branch of the day, this is just a coincidence that it is actually 16, but this is the 16th of January 2024, and that's the spleen in earth branch, the G branch, and the large intestine male branch. Oh, sorry, that's the stem, and this is the male branch. So consequently, that hexagram great strength that we're using with the urinary bladder is in balance with this one. We can also look on a daily basis at the trigrams for the stem and branch. So the trigram for earth, the branch, earth stem is Kun earth, and Jun thunder for the male branch, the large intestine, and its tidal hexagram is, like I said, great strength. So when we put those combinations together, we have the retreat hexagram, tidal hexagram for the current month. We have the inverted hexagram and the tidal hexagram of the day. And then we have the earth and thunder trigrams, which represent the spleen and large intestine in the day as well. So if you put Kun earth and Jun thunder together, you can get these 2 possibilities, either the 14th hexagram delight or the 24th hexagram of return or turning back. If we go for oppositional hexagrams, which is each line changes to its opposite polarity, we get these 2 options. And then we can also do inverted ones of these, which are these 2. So the ones in the circles here are the ones that I've used within the formula. You can also see you get points that are open, the acupuncture by timing. So these points are open during their associated times. So this one we're actually in spleen and earth. So it came down here to 1 to 3 p.m. and lung 10 is open. And in this one, because this is Earth, you can also use the other Earth stem as a possibility. So lung 5 here could have been useful. And I'll put over here that it might have supported the urinary bladder 40 in balance method, mirroring for the occipital area or imaging the occipital area. And it's also the gallbladder is the unlike chi of the spleen. So just an example of how we can break things down again. So urinary bladder is yang water in the 5 elements. Yeah? Urinary bladder is yang metal in the branches. It's over here 3 to 5 p.m. in autumn, in the branches. It's also foot tai yang. It's also the west 3 to 5 p.m. and the monkey. The Jing River point, so therefore relates to autumn, the 5 point, Hersey winter, earth point. And it's also the beginning of Yang Ming resolution time. The Yang Ming receives its type of energy from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. So we can expect that Yang Ming disorders might improve around this time of day. Conversely, 3 to 9 a.m. is Xiaoyang. So often the Xiaoyang energy is reducing here, so possible Xiaoyang symptoms might appear. And if you're not, again, not familiar, there's the urinary bladder primary hexagram. Needle the top 2 lines, bladder 16, bladder 40, and we create this hexagram. So UB60 in the yellow emperors in the transmission treats Tai Yang in the neck. It's UB40 is the mirror of small intestine 8, which is the seasonal point for the Wei branch. And it also treats the occipital area of the UB. For Dr. Tan, it's neck pain in the urinary bladder, small intestine. Also for lower warmer pain in the urinary bladder, kidney, or wrist pain in the small intestine, lung. In I Ching Bagua acupuncture, transforming the 2 upper lines of the primary hexagram heaven as representative of the foot Tai Yang urinary bladder to Da Zhuang, great strength, the tidal hexagram of the 4th branch, male large intestine. Quite a lot of words, but if you go back over it slowly, I'm sure you'll see it quite clearly. And the 2 upper lines represent the heaven lines and the upper warmer and the head. So that was quite applicable for me at the time. Why have we got this one? Not sure why that one's there. And that's the end of this one. In the comments below, I'll put a link that you might like to join. I have valued this class as $1,800. However, there's no one's turned away because of finance agreement. So it goes down through stages, and you can join for a whole year for as low as 300. And if you happen to be as financially poor as myself, you can contact me, and you might even be able to join for less than that. I'm just interested in people to study with. And I'll also put a free link so you can download the 81 Essential Charts if you haven't done that. Thanks for listening, and hope you're having a wonderful time wherever you are. Ciao.